2025 council meeting to order. Roll call, please.
Miller.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Haig.
Yes.
Weber.
Wait a minute, she had a bite. Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Approval of the minutes.
I move we approve the minutes of November 24th, 2025, regular session.
Second.
Miller.
Yes.
Ray.
Abstain.
Haig.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Motion to open the public hearing.
I move we open a public hearing.
Public hearing on additional use permit. Mr. Slake?
Second.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I already said.
Vote.
Miller.
Yes.
Ray.
Yes.
Haig.
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
All right, now, Mr. Slake.
Yes, we have a request here, council, for 2 shipping containers to be put on a piece of property at 700 East Liberty Street. To provide more information on this request, Drew Wilford.
Good evening, council. What you have on the screen before you is the approximate location of the shipping containers that have been noted. The shipping container request comes from Sean Bradford. And again, as Bruce mentioned, 2 shipping containers will be placed there for the new business to be doing transmission work. This would be done for security purposes. The area would be fenced. And this was brought before as per section 681, of the city code. This has been brought before the Planning and Zoning Commission for review on November 4th. The board at that time was presented information from staff. We have sent out letters to 23 surrounding properties and within 300 feet of the additional use permit location. Staff received only 1 call in response, and that was simply a call of clarification for where the location of this was going to be at, and the business owner had no further concerns with the proposed additional use, so we've received no other comments at this time. Staff is taking the approach of recommending against shipping containers when they are abutting neighborhoods, so residential districts. In this case, this is zoned C2 Commercial District. The adjacent property to the south is R1. Planning and Zoning Commission did consider that in their recommendation and has evaluated the 5 criteria that I'll be presenting as well here tonight, and saw that none of these conditions are violated. And we are moving forward here with processing of the request for the additional use permit with these 5 criteria. And these 5 criteria are substantially increase traffic hazards or congestion, substantially increase fire hazards, adversely affect the character of the neighborhood, adversely affect the general welfare of the community, and overtax public utilities. So each one of those, I believe, must be voted on by council in order to proceed. And we do have in the audience, we do have the owner of the property, Sean Bradford. If you have any further questions, I know he'd be happy to answer them. So we'd request council proceed with, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What exactly is behind the red? The red is that it says 2 shipping containers
That would be the
marks
location
the
of the
whole
2
area for the 2.
Yep.
What's exactly behind that?
South of that would be a couple residential, even south of that, a couple residential properties. Wish I had a map where I could zoom out for you. I'm sorry. It'd be much easier to see. Then you have Holt Street running down there east-west through there.
What's the building in front of it then would be to the north?
That'd be known as the Toy Box,
Okay.
where it's at right now.
Oh, that's where
Used to be
we
the car
are.
wash.
Okay.
Toronto Boulevard. Oh, I see the street. Unfortunately, I didn't catch that on the map. Liberty Street is running
Liberty.
east-west there. My apologies. And then Toronto Boulevard is running north-south there. So it's at the corner there.
So a fence is going to come up behind that, or?
A fence is going to be constructed as part of it.
What kind of fence do we know?
We don't regulate material, I believe. And if you want to go ahead and give,
Chain link.
you're welcome to step up here.
It's an 8-foot chain link with privacy slats.
But it's not a fence that would, sort of, as far as people behind there, as far as the view goes, you would still clearly see those shipping
You
containers,
should
right?
only be able to possibly see about the top 6 inches of them.
You
The
said,
chain link fence will have the privacy slats running through the chain link, so you shouldn't be able to see through it all.
What are the containers? These, just like you see on a rail car, that type of container?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But they'll be nicely, freshly painted and everything, you know. They won't be the used rusty ones you see sometimes.
And that's the toy box?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
That's your property? Okay.
I see you've taken the overhang off of,
The awning.
the awning down, yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, yeah.
And we've had just one inquiry from a commercial business and no
That's correct.
residential.
Yep, that is correct.
I'm kind of surprised, honestly.
I'd hate to think that we halted any type of a business in Mexico, although it hasn't been, but about 2 years ago, we got a real beating up for putting one in a residential area, big time. So it's kind of a love-hate situation, although I am glad that you're talking about putting up a privacy fence with slats in it. At least that blocks off of the residential part some.
Yeah, we have no intention of making anything look worse. We'd like to make it look a little better, honestly.
You have a business here in town now?
We do, but it's at my personal property outside of town.
So this is property, this is new property for you then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions? So we got to answer those questions, right?
You do?
Absolutely.
So, 1, council, do you believe it will substantially increase traffic hazards or congestion?
No.
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 2, will it substantially increase fire hazards?
No.
3, will it adversely affect the character of the neighborhood?
I think so.
Yes.
They're just two.
Yeah, I agree.
You what?
I agree. It's going to change the looks of the neighborhood, yes. Did say bad or good? I just said it'll
I
change
said
it.
adversely on there.
Adversely.
Okay, 4, will it adversely affect the general welfare of the community?
No.
No.
5, will it overtax public utilities?
No.
No.
Now, I'm going to make a comment that's not necessarily related to this particular thing, but a million years ago, I was on the Planning and Zoning Commission, and we made a recommendation to the council, and the council did just the opposite, 180 degrees of what we suggested, and we were so bent out of shape as a council. But why in the world, if you want us to make a recommendation and you don't go by the recommendation, why in the world are we here? But now I understand. Because, and I don't mean this related to this, I just mean we understand it might affect the decisions that we make. The thinking may be different, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so council, you're in a position.
One more question, if I may. Mr. Williford, the city ordinance for the height of fencing, what is that currently?
8 feet
8
for
feet.
rear yards, yeah. I will note the elevation of the property does drop downhill from that location. Did look at that, so it would be pretty difficult for anyone to see, I believe, that shipping container there.
Is there a possibility of waiver for a taller fence? Has that been approached before? Like, we'll just say a 9-foot fence? Or
I haven't come across that yet, but I think that's worth consideration, especially if we're looking at trying to find a balance between hiding a shipping container, and they're normally 8 feet tall, I believe.
8 foot 6 inches.
6, so trying to find something that may accommodate that, maybe.
the other question I have is is it 360 degrees of a fence? Is it a red? The red is that a box all the way around, a fence line all the way around?
So
Or is it just one side?
the small building just to the left of the red square, it'll be from that south corner, straight south, across to the grass, and then back up to the corner of the bigger building.
So it'll be an L-shaped fence,
Yes.
not a full
It'll
rectangular.
go to the corners of the road.
That'd be great, thank you.
From here up to here.
But I'm going
That's the fence.
So it's a U-shape
change
Yes.
of a fence, and it's going to connect two corners of, two outside corners.
Yeah, you should here, here. And problem is every time we come over to do any work on the building, I think somebody's rummaging through at the handy shop here, and they're bringing everything that they take and leaving it all here, back in. So we wanted this fenced off just for security anyway.
You said the property slopes off to the back, correct?
Yes, so it's a pretty good slope from this fence line here down to this backyard, and then from about the corner here down here, I'd estimate it's about a 4-foot drop.
Where the containers are going to go, is it a slope there?
No, that's the flat area right
It's flat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So the containers are going to be oriented north to south. Because there's two of them, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so they're north.
Yeah, and then, like I said, from the road here, I would estimate, like I said, a 4-foot drop. I don't even think you'd be able to see the top of it, beyond the fence.
What is your time frame? Are you kind of under the gun? You need a decision this evening, or?
Maybe a month.
Yeah, I would personally like to see us take it under advisement until the next meeting, just to get a better orientation. It's my fault, but I really wasn't aware of this until over the weekend, and my weekend was kind of screwed up, which is my fault. So I'd like to just take a look at it, which I did not do today, I will tell you. So I'd like to drive by and take a look at it personally, but that's just me.
And the chain link is chosen, you chose that because for the more security, you don't think a wood fence would be,
Yeah, just,
or the corrugated sheet metal.
to be honest, the corrugated was actually cheaper. I'm just worried somebody's gonna walk up with a drill driver and just start popping panels off.
I don't think the chain link looks bad with the
So, Drew, as far as anybody, these letters, I'm not sure, these people that that are behind there, okay, that's a house there, is that an occupied house, there's somebody?
It is to our knowledge.
And they are aware of what's going on as far as
We send them a letter, and as does everyone get that same letter, and that 300-foot radius. Now, could someone, in theory, not look at the mail? That's always a possibility.
we just send it by regular mail. We don't make sure that any people got them or anything like that.
Yeah, correct. We don't do, what would we say, certified, I think.
Right.
That's an inactive alley or active? Is that or just, it's not vacated?
What we would, yeah, right, so we would actually end up, we would call it inactive, so to speak, on this, because we don't maintain it, but it's still, most likely still a public right-of-way. I'd have to look into that. We have a lot of old alleys throughout town that were never vacated, but they still exist as public right-of-way. A lot of people have just assumed that they have their own yards at this point in time.
Maybe close it?
Well, my concern would be is seeing that from the road. Are you able to see this from the road then? From Liberty Street then, or from whatever?
Charming.
Yeah.
I would say no. I think the only possible way you can see them, and again, with the fence, they would be hidden, is traveling east on Liberty. You might see them for a brief second between the two buildings.
But that chain, all the chain link will have the inserted.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The privacy slats.
Which would
Privacy
take
slats.
which would mean you wouldn't see it, you would not see most of it then.
As
right?
far as I can tell you, you possibly would see this much at the top over the fence. When I looked them up online, they were 8 foot 6 inches.
Do you have a picture of the shipping containers? No.
Go down to the rail yard and look at the train go by.
Do it?
Go down to the rail yard and look at the train go by.
Yeah, but I don't know, they vary.
They will be painted.
Yes, yeah, and again, we're going to purchase painted ones. We don't want rusty old containers there either, so
You don't want the graffiti that's on those?
don't want those. Maybe at a good discount, but
Oh, thank you. Which one is it? Which color are you taking?
honestly, it'll probably be closer to the red color to match the building.
Oh, the color, yeah, that's right, there's a red building. Okay.
You ready? Everybody ready to close the meeting?
Nothing else.
Everybody set it home? Move to close the public hearing.
Second.
Miller,
Yes?
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Okay, now, how do you wish to proceed? It's a motion either to approve or not, or anything else you want to do with this.
Well, it has to be approved, doesn't it? Positive.
It should be positive.
Yeah. I make a motion, we approve the additional use permit requested by Sean Bradford.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
All right. New business ordinances. Bill number 2025-85, an ordinance revising the budget for the city of Mexico, Missouri for the fiscal year. Mr. Slagle?
Yes, Your Honor. As council is aware, we've been working to demolish the old hospital building. And as a part of that, the phase one of that is site-wide asbestos and hazardous material universal waste abatement. And again, you've already voted to move those projects forward. But as a budgeted issue, originally, we assumed that most of this work would have happened in last fiscal year. And so we budgeted $750,000 last year, budget year. And then when we were working on the budget this year and realizing it was getting later in the year than what we wanted and looked at and assumed, so we split it. And so we adjusted it during, when we did the budget, we had $400,000 in last year and $350,000 in this year's budget. Well, the delay in the bidding and rebidding has now put it all in this year. And so we felt that it was necessary to amend the city's budget, which would allow the full cost, the $750,000, in this year's budget. And that way it just becomes clearer that it's all in the 1 year, and it's not a carryover project. And as you know, we've already let the project, but we just now making sure the budget matches the work that we've done. So, Vicki, is there anything else you'd like to add to that?
You covered it.
If not, then we'd recommend council proceed with 2 readings by title only and passage of the amendment of the ordinance, and it has been posted as required length of time.
Two questions. Did
Go
we
ahead.
save the $750,000 from last year, or did we spend it on something else?
It's still there.
Okay.
We didn't spend it.
That was a sarcastic.
No funds were spent on it.
The second question I have is, it says, which I think is unusual language, city manager and other officials. We typically don't word it that way, I don't think.
So that it could be finance folks that can actually write the checks.
Okay.
So there's nothing we have to do for last year's budget to amend it? I mean,
It's passed. Yeah.
It's not possible.
Right.
Essentially, it's the same amount of money, but it's just,
We're just allocating it all into the current year,
Right.
so it's fiscally appropriated to be spent this fiscal year.
okay.
See, I'm going back to, you're going to authorize the expenditure, but then somebody else is going to write the check. I mean, that's not, that's normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I move for reading Bill 2025-85.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber, Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2025-85, an ordinance revising the budget for the city of Mexico, Missouri for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 to September 30, 2026, amending ordinance number 4580, adopting the 26th annual 2026 annual operating budget for costs associated with the Audrain Hospital property, authorizing the expenditure of such funds by the city manager and other officials for purposes indicated. I move for the second reading of Bill 2025-85.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2025-85, an ordinance revising the budget of the City of Mexico, Missouri for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 to September 30, 2026, amending ordinance number 4580, adopting the 2026 annual operating budget for costs associated with the Audrain Hospital property, authorizing the expenditures of such funds by the city manager and other officials for purposes indicated. I move for passage of Bill 2025-85.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Okay, bill number 2025-86, ordinance revising the budget for the city of Mexico, Missouri for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 to September 30, 2026. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, this is another singular amendment to the budget. As council is aware that back in December of '23, so 2 years ago, we did authorize the submission to the Missouri Department Finance Taxing Credit Program for a public project for the handy shop, and that was for their building project. That was authorized, and they were allowed up to $1 million in maximum contributions, resulting in 500,000 maximum tax credits. They did receive that. They have now received funds available through the department, Missouri Department Finance Board, and they would now like to have the ability to spend those. And we are a pass-through only. It just comes in our accounts and goes right back out to them. But as a public entity, we have to be the one that sponsors that. And so this amendment is amending that ability for that to pass through, or this grant, these tax credits to pass through, in the amounts of $1 million. And that will be for the remainder of this year to run those funds through our budget for the handy shop. Any other details, Vicki, that you'd like to comment on?
Move for first reading of Bill 2025-86.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill 2025-86, an ordinance revising the budget for the City of Mexico, Missouri for fiscal year October 1, 2025 to September 30, 2026, amending ordinance number 4580, adopting the 2026 annual operating budget for pass-through tax credit transactions from the Missouri Development Finance Board to the Handy Shop, Inc. for the capital campaign, authorizing the expenditure of such funds by the city manager and other officials for the purposes indicated. Move for second reading, 2025-86.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill 2025-86, an ordinance revising the budget for the City of Mexico, Missouri for the fiscal year October 1, 2025 to September 30, 2026, amending ordinance number 4580, adopting the 2026 annual operating budget for the pass-through tax credit transactions from the Missouri Development Finance Board to the Handy Shop, Inc. for the capital campaign, authorizing the expenditure of such funds by the city manager and other officials for the purposes indicated. Move for passage of 2025-86.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2025-87, ordinance authorizing city manager to execute amendment number 4. I'm not going to read it because it's always fun with those runway things. So with the runways, Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Your Honor. This is a project that we have already completed. This is a reimbursement. So this is amendment that will assist with the financing of the project that's already been completed at the airport. And to cover the details and the amounts, Drew Williford.
Good evening, council. As Bruce mentioned, this is a reimbursement, so we've already spent our funding, and the project is complete, and I'm glad to say it's working well. This is for a total amount of $47,700. Every year, the city is allocated about $150,000 from a funding source called the non-primary entitlement funds. And so we're using a portion of that funding for the 2025 fiscal year, we'll call it the state's fiscal year, though, to cover reimbursement to the City of Mexico. This authorizes us to move forward, signing documents from MoDOT, getting the check back, and then we likely will be back this spring with usage for the remaining funds of that unspent $150,000 to do some further sealing on the runway. We'd recommend proceeding with 2 readings. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Move for reading of bill number 2025-87.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2025-87, ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute amendment number 4 for non-primary entitlement funding relating to project number 22038A, runway 6 displacement threshold, runway 624 edge lighting replacement and pavement repairs with the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission at the Mexico Memorial Airport. I move for second reading of bill number 2025-87.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
Bill number 2025-87, an ordinance authorizing the city manager to execute amendment number 4 for non-primary entitlement funding relating to project number 22038A, runway 6 displacement threshold, runway 624 edge lighting replacement and pavement repairs with the Missouri Highways and Transportation Commission at the Mexico Memorial Airport. I move for passage of bill number 2025-87.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs,
Yes.
See, you did have to read that. You
I
said you
know.
weren't gonna.
Well, I figured I would save it.
Okay.
I wanted to go back through it, so you start seeing all these numbers and letters, and we used to do a lot more of those, I remember. Bill number 2025-88, an ordinance accepting the decommission bonding and decommissioning plan for Envoy Solar. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Your Honor. As you know, that the solar farm by Envoy that was built on the eastern part of the city limits and part in the city has been completed, and as a part of that project by law, they are to provide decommissioning bond and decommissioning plan. Therefore, to cover the details, Drew Wolford.
Council, as Bruce mentioned, and as you well know, this solar farm was completed earlier this year, approximately in March, and it's online functioning well. And as part of this, our city ordinance, and it's relatively new, applying to commercial solar farms requires, under Chapter 42, Section 1006, requires decommissioning bonding and also decommissioning a plan for that. The bond is meant to ensure we don't have a scenario where someone just leaves the solar farm, such a large facility, and doesn't do any kind of remediation on the site. There have been some stories that, news articles that have come out from we'll say more of the West Coast that we have been monitoring about such cases. And so when the city developed an ordinance, they wanted to make sure it protected itself in case of any kind of oddities like that. So we have worked with Envoy Solar LLC to manage and develop a practical plan that would protect the city, that would still serve Envoy Solar, the site itself, and make sure the site serves well into its 40-year expectation here. The bond itself is for a little over $6 million. This would be recorded, all this would be recorded, so it runs with the land. Even if an entity sells the solar farm, that still will be the responsible, the new entity that owns the site will be responsible. And I should make a clarification, they don't own the site, the land is still owned by the landowner, the site is actually leased. So it would be the project company or parent company of the improvements at that point in time, which right now is Envoy Solar. But making sure that this plan and the bond translates throughout the years, because we are talking about something that could be used up to 40 years out, has been one major focus of the efforts over the last 12 months of working on this. So we've reviewed it, we find it to be in compliance with the city ordinances, and we'd recommend accepting it with an ordinance, accepting both the bond and the plan with this single ordinance. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them.
Well, I'm going to be checking this out for the next 40 years.
Come on, bet.
They
I do
are,
have a, go ahead.
go ahead. They are up and running, aren't they? Are they
Yep.
selling their electricity now?
They are.
I do have a question that's related to this project, but not related to this ordinance.
Sure.
But it's my understanding that the owners, developers, property owner, I'm not sure who, was going to provide some screening.
Yep.
And I see the little, what do you call them?
Arborvitae's.
Well, yeah, that's not what I'm thinking of, little sprouts. There's not much there, but I don't call what they're screening when I drive down the bypass.
Yeah, those should be growing to the point where they can screen it. I'll have to make
Sometime
sure.
in the next 40 years.
Yeah, maybe, maybe the case. We'll need to do a check to make sure that they planted what was in the actual original design, because they did actually have all of that spec'd out in the design to meet our code. I will confess, I haven't looked at what's planted, and I know you can definitely see it from the road.
And I don't find it really offensive, but if they agreed to screen it, I think they should screen it.
Agreed. Yep.
Yeah, they're arborvitae, they're going to grow at 3 feet a year approximately.
40 years, they'll be tall enough to screen it.
And it's kind of evergreen. So I'm glad that you had the foresight to make sure that we have this decommissioned later, so that's good. Instead of being stuck with it.
I move for reading of Bill 2025-88.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2025-88, an ordinance accepting a decommissioning bond and decommissioning plan for Envoy Solar LLC for the Envoy Solar Farm site. I move for the second reading of Bill 2025-88.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2025-88, an ordinance accepting a decommissioning bond and a decommissioning plan from Envoy Solar LLC for the Envoy Solar Farm site. I move for passage of Bill 2025-88.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber.
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2025-89, an ordinance of the City of Mexico, Missouri, amending Chapter 26, Article 3, nuances of the Mexico City Code. That got my tongue. Mr. Slagle.
Yes, Your Honor. As council's aware, we did pass and adopt some new codes, reference nuisance and dangerous buildings, and upon review of those and working with city attorney, prosecuting attorney, municipal judge, it was deemed that some of the enforcement made it a little difficult to follow and to do. And so this is a process to clean that up, and so we can provide better clarification by way of the updates for all parties in concern, and to cover the details of the amendments to the ordinances. Actually, we have City Attorney Dave Struble with us.
Oh, nice.
Council. Often implementation of a law reveals its imperfections, and that's what happened here. Once staff started working with the new ordinance, it just became unwieldy, particularly the way it tried to conglomerate other codes like the International Property Maintenance Code into different sections of it, and it just became really difficult to work with. So we looked at it and came to the conclusion it would be best just to start over and come up with something that's more workable. And that's what you see before you. And so Drew and Greg and Dennis and Summer got together and really tried to focus on the real priorities for the city and how the code ought to go about trying to focus on that. And so this does that. It clearly defines what's a nuisance and then clearly defines what the city's remedies are, including abatement, and how those things are going to be enforced. And really is the same thing with the dangerous building code. It provides really a clear process and structure that should be readily apparent to everybody involved as to what's going to happen and how it's going to happen. And Drew and staff have done a really good job of developing the standard operating procedures that are attached to the new code. So I did find one typo in that's my fault because I didn't catch it to this morning, but before we talk about that, I want to give you a chance to ask any questions that you have about the new code.
I'll go back to the thing I asked about maybe 2 weeks or a month ago or sometime when it first was discussed. I hate ordinances that we can't enforce. How is it going to be enforced? Are we going to have one person, is Summer going to be the person enforcing this whole thing? Are we going to have other people doing it? We have to add people, other duties for the people that we have. How are we going to enforce this thing?
Well, I think it's going to be Summer for now for the nuisance code, and the building code it's just the staff that we have. But go ahead, Drew.
I can provide a little clarity on that. So in some of the code that had been passed, it's somewhat combined more onto Summer's plate. So now we've split it up where Summer will handle nuisance, think grass, junk, trash, debris, then building side, anything with the buildings will be handled by our building officials, with also the opportunity for some cross-training there as well. So we're beginning to split it out. We're trying to look at it from that point of view of what is feasible. And then the other aspect of it is once we have the right tools in the right hands, I think Summer will be able to do quite a bit. And that standard operating procedure, I'm putting a lot of hope in it because I think it's a good procedure. I think most people will look at that and say, okay, it makes sense. And then hopefully we'll be able to move forward with that and you'll see some results here.
If it doesn't work right, we will adapt and make changes. Yeah, again, I think, I understand at least, rumor has it, that she's really busy. And I think this is going to make her really busier. And if that's the case, can she handle all of that? And I know she's capable. I mean, volume-wise, can she handle?
Absolutely good point. If she can't, we'll make sure to be working with our building officials to supplement that.
Okay.
And as stated to them, the worst first. It's about prioritizing.
But I think there could be a whole bunch of worse. Just driving around, I think there could be a whole bunch of worse.
Any other questions?
On the emergency cases, the 26-101, what would be a good example of emergency abatement?
Yeah, that, and we've had a couple of those. And that can sometimes be such as a food situation or something that would create excessive odor or smell or in general terms could just really be a detriment to the public, which would really force an earlier type of thing. So it would almost have to be kind of like a hazardous type situation that would create that emergency, that you could move quicker in some of those than you can. You still have to be careful about property rights, so that's why you have to make sure you understand what that emergency is. Dave, you want to add to that?
I mean, it could be anything related to health and safety, right, that just can't wait for it to be resolved in the normal course. And it could be, I mean, I guess you could envision anything under any of these categories, Ron, that might meet that.
Yeah, I'd like to, make my own examples of them. But
sure.
My emergencies are not as, anyway. So those warrants that we approved before, those are still in effect.
Yeah.
What you call like an ordinance warrant where we can go in.
We still have the ability to do administrative warrants to basically search and look at, and so that would still be, that still would be all effective.
And I'll ask the same question again that I asked a couple of weeks ago. We're talking about general nuisance.
I'm sorry, the numbering? Oh, wait, hang on one second, I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're talking about general nuisance cases such as unlicensed vehicles, I know what those are, junk, trash, and debris. And I asked a question before, have we defined junk, trash, and debris? So we know what that is. We know it. I know what I think it is when I see it, but do we have it defined so the property owner
Yeah.
will understand.
Right, so we can point to something that is not stacked neatly, something that is not in operational use. We had a discussion on that particular point because you might have a lawnmower sitting out in your front yard. Well, if it's not in operational use, that would be classified as that junk, trash, and debris.
Okay. And I think, again, this is just my understanding, that previously, when some of these cases came to city court, that there was a fine of, say, $50 or something like that. And some of the folks apparently thought that was cheaper than mowing, so they paid the fine, and we mowed it, and then they let it go again until the next time it went to city court, and they paid $50. Is the fine, can it be larger?
Our code allows up to $500 per day, even of violation.
That would be discouraging, then, I would think,
Yeah.
$500 a day.
The premise of that standard operating procedure is to start off with a $100 fine, and then that's your first time in court, and then the second time in court doubles. And so that's going to be the premise of trying to get movement. Our hope is not to abate anything. Our hope is to have the property owner work with us so that we can have them clean it up. That's our hope. We don't want to have people in court and be having, under poor circumstances, public safety and a contractor show up to abate anything. We want to work with everyone the best we can. So that fine is intended to try to minimize abatement.
And I'm not being, again, not trying to be sarcastic, but hope isn't typically a good plan. So I hope our hope works.
And unfortunately, for most cities, under the statute, you can just have, for high weeds, you can just have one hearing a year at the beginning of the year. And once you have the hearing, you can go back and just go in and mow every time the grass exceeds the required height. The statute is written in such a weird way by population and city type that New Mexico just doesn't fit, that Mexico just doesn't fit in any of those categories. So we have to have a hearing each time we want to go cut somebody's grass. And there's nothing we can do about that except get our state legislature to change the statute. But anyway, that's our situation.
I move for reading of Bill 2589.
Hang on, Chris, I want to talk to you about it in a minute, okay? Because a couple of typos, one that I caught and one that Drew just caught. And so if you will look at section 692, notice and hearing. And so on the next page, under B, and that begins, if the appropriate person or owner fails to commence the work of reconditioning.
So that's going to be in the second ordinance, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, so we can move to the first ordinance?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right. So yes, we can go with the first ordinance. We'll get that amendment in the second one unless you got
Well,
a
hang
typo
on.
in the first one.
Actually, Drew just caught a numbering issue. And so, yeah, if you will look at the very first section, 26-100, and then followed by 26-101, and then on the second page, you'll see 26-110, and then it reverts back to 26-100. I think that should be 26-200. Followed by 26-201. And that would fix the numbering on those, right, Drew?
That would be fine. Is there a reason we can't just sequentially?
No, you could do that.
From 102 to 110.
How do you prefer it?
Let's just do it sequentially.
Okay. All right, so then that should be 26-100, 26-101, 26-102, and then 26-103, Nicole, will be all legal remedies available. 26-104 would be authority to abate generally. 26-105 would be authority to abate emergency cases. And then 26-106 would be that next section, nuisance abatement procedure. Right, Drew?
That's correct.
Okay. And so then, sorry about that.
So we're changing 100 to 103, 101 to 104, and 102 to 105.
110.
That's sequence, yes, sir.
110 to 103, I'm sorry.
103, and then go on down, 104, 105.
Okay, got it.
106.
And so then, sorry about that. So, if the council is inclined to approve that, it should proceed with reading twice as amended. And
So
then
we should have a motion to amend
We
the
should,
numbering
yes.
and vote on that, and then we'll vote
I'm sorry,
each
yes.
time on the ordinance as amended.
Move we amend the numbering to what was
Second.
proposed.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Now you'd have a motion to approve the ordinance as amended. First reading.
I move we approve, we're on 2025-89, correct? Okay, I move we have a reading bill number 2025-89.
Second.
Miller,
As amended. Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes. Bill number 2025-89, an ordinance of the City of Mexico, Missouri, amending Chapter 26, Article 3, nuisances of the City, Mexico City Code, repealing other provisions within International Property Maintenance Code to clarify procedures. I move for a second reading.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes. I move for passage of bill number 25-89 with the amendments. Would that be correct? Yes.
You got to read it.
We got to read it the second time.
Read it the second time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bill number 25-89, an ordinance of the City of Mexico, Missouri, amending Chapter 26, Article 3, nuisances of the Mexico City Code, repealing other provisions within International Property Maintenance Code to clarify procedures. I move for the passage, Bill number 25-89 with recommended
Amendments.
amendments.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill number 2025-90, ordinance of the City of Mexico, Missouri, amending Chapter 6, Article 3. Mr. Slagle?
Okay, I think we've covered it already, but you got an amendment to this one as well.
I do. And so, first of all, are there any other questions about 2025-90? If not, then if you could turn to section 692, and then on the next page, subsection B that begins, if the appropriate person or owner fails to commence the work of reconditioning.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
You got to go to past the green page.
You go a lot faster on the screen like this when you do.
Smart out.
For notice and hearing is over there.
Okay, now go to the next page.
You don't need glasses either, you can line it out.
All right.
And he's going to be talking to you about
B.
Section B, right?
B, yes. Okay, so then,
Go slow for me.
that's all right. And so then the next sentence begins, notice of such hearing shall be given to interested parties at least 10 days. That's all fine, but then it says written notice of hearing, and that doesn't make any sense. So it should read at least 10 days prior to the hearing, because that makes sense. So I would suggest that someone please move to make that amendment.
So moved.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
And then you can proceed to consider that by reading as amended.
Move for reading Bill 2025-90 as amended.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Bill 2025-90, an ordinance of the City of Mexico, Missouri, amending Chapter 6, Article 3, existing structure of the Mexico City Code. Move for second reading of 2025-90 as amended.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Move for passage of Bill 2025-90 as amended.
Second.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Haig,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Pay the bills.
Move pay the bills. Pay the claims.
Do we have to read all those?
Yep. In
Second.
the old days.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.
Council comments, Mr. Ray?
None at this time. Plead the fifth.
All right. Ms. Briggs?
I have none.
Yeah. Mr. Miller?
I had a nice parade Saturday, and hope everybody enjoyed it, or thought they did. That's all.
All right. Mr. Weber?
The same thing, and congratulate the city on first place in the float.
2 years in a row.
Nice.
Well, I forgot about last year. I forgot about it last week, actually.
Mr. Slagle?
Nothing at this time, Your Honor.
Yes, that I got to be in the chamber parade, so they said it was less intended because the other mayors were more popular than me, so.
I noticed you
There's
didn't,
people there, I know.
you didn't sit on the back of the car.
I did not sit on the back, so I figured there's probably a weight limit, so.
Yeah, that's the little car, I almost
Even
fell.
though they say foreign cars are made better, I think it was probably.
That's an
a little bit of
old
weight
foreign
limit.
car.
Put a caster wheel on it.
Huh?
You put a caster wheel on it.
Yeah, there you go. Going uptown at night, the lights look beautiful uptown, and, hopefully people are shopping Mexico. Thank you for all the work on the codes, the nuisance stuff, and appreciate that. With that, other than that, that's all I have to say. So, but we will meet before the holidays, so I won't mention that yet. With it. Public comments. If there's anybody in the audience that'd like to come up and say anything, you have 3 minutes. State your name and your address. Not seeing anybody?
Move adjourned.
Second.
Burn.
Miller,
Yes.
Ray,
Burn.
Yes.
Hay,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Briggs.
Yes.